The St. Louis Rams, the Raiders, looking for their second win of the preseason. Hello again, everyone. I'm JT the Brick, and it's a pleasure to bring you Oakland Raiders football. The Raiders back home again in their house at McAfee Coliseum in front of their fans. And if one word can describe this preseason so far, it's been balance. The Raiders have been playing with energy and enthusiasm on both sides of the ball. 48 points so far in the preseason, and the defense just the way we expected it. They're swarming all over the ball and making big plays. A guy who loves to make big plays is linebacker Kirk Morrison.
It's been easy because the fans still support you. Once you're a Raider, you're always a Raider. You know, you live and die as a Raider. And pretty much the fans out there, you know, they're going to give it to us every game. You know, they're still out there loud and they're cheering. And I can't let the fans down. I can't let my teammates, my family, my friends, you know, just the whole Bay Area, Oakland in general. This is what, you know, what it means to be a Raider. So you have to give it your all every time.
It's great to see how he's developed as a leader on and off the field for the Silver and Black. Now it's time to throw it up to our broadcast team, led by Grant Napier. Grant?
Hey, Brick, we appreciate it, and as far as preseason games go, this should be a good one. Coaches have said that the starters will play into the third quarter. And tonight for the Raiders at quarterback, Jim Plunkett will be Dante Culpepper. And the nice thing we've seen from Lane Kiffin, he's given the three guys an equal chance to win the job.
Yeah, he certainly has, Grant. And all three quarterbacks have displayed some good things during this preseason. Andrew Walter has the highest percentage of all three quarterbacks with a pass like that to Mike Williams in the corner of the end zone. Josh McCown has shown his maneuverability, able to get out of trouble and keep the chains moving. Then there's Dante Culpepper, who's been showing his big play capability during the entire preseason.
All right, Punk, let's talk about the defense with George Atkinson. And George, you talk about pressure. We saw it last year from Rob Ryan's defense, and through 2 games of the preseason, they have really gotten the pressure on the quarterback.
Oh, I'm telling you, and last year they had 34 sacks of defensive line, and Rob Ryan has to be pleased with this defensive pressure that he's seeing during the preseason. And he's bringing a lot of players at the quarterback. Whenever you bring a lot of players at the quarterback, you're bound to get sacks.
All right, George, so it's the Rams and the Raiders house, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the opening kickoff right here on the Oakland Raiders television network. See him? The Rams and the Raiders preseason game number 3. And for Lane Kiffin, he'll get a good look at Dante Culpepper tonight, who will be starting with the first unit. The Raiders will conclude preseason play Thursday up in Seattle. 16th head coach in Raiders history, the youngest head coach in NFL history at 32, and you see many years at USC, and of course the son of Tampa Bay defensive coordinator Monty Kiffin. And on the other sideline, Scott Linehan, who knows Dante Culpepper very well. This is his second season with the Rams, but from 2002 to 2004, 3 seasons as the offensive coordinator with the Minnesota Vikings. And in one of those seasons, Dante Culpepper had an unbelievable year where he had the 4th highest single-season passing rating in NFL history. As you look at Dante right there, just under 111. So some roots there with Linehan and Culpepper, but Culpepper now wearing the silver and black. And Plunk, as we talked about in the open, he is going to get a real good look to see how he operates this first offense.
Yeah, he certainly is, and this is the game, third game during the preseason, where usually you're going to find out who your starters are. They're going to play the most, they're going to get the most practice in, or the most game time in prior to the start of the season. Next week, the starters won't go very long in the last game up in Seattle. So tonight's the night where we get to take a look at the guys who are probably going to start the regular season against Detroit on September 9th. And, you know, Dante Culpepper, you know, I think he's played exceedingly well during this preseason. He's been off for a little over, well, he started about 6 games last year for the Miami Dolphins, and so he hasn't had a lot of playing time in the last 2 years.
There's Sebastian Janikowski as the Rams have won the toss, and there's the former Chief, Dante Hall, and he is a dandy, as he is from Texas A&M the previous 7 seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs. He has 11 touchdowns in his career on punt and kickoff returns. One of the most dangerous return men in the National Football League. Glad you're with us here on the Raiders television network as Janikowski is ready to go, and so are we on this beautiful early Friday evening. And a line drive kick, and Dante Hall will chase it, and he'll watch it go, and that will get the Rams 1st and 10, and there is Mark Bulger. He got the big contract in the offseason out of West Virginia. He was a Pro Bowler last year with 24 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He's got a very good offensive line. Orlando Pace, regarded by many as the best tackle in football, a 7-time Pro Bowler. And the skill positions very good as well. Now, Steven Jackson, the Pro Bowler, not starting. Brian Leonard is. And you see Isaac Bruce, the veteran, as the other outstanding wideout. Torrey Holt not starting tonight, this 6-time Pro Bowler. So it's 1st down at the Rams 20. And Bulger with time, looking long, and it's Isaac Bruce, and he makes the diving catch, and he's all the way to the 41-yard line. Let's look at the Raiders' defense. We're talking about the pressure they've applied in the first 2 games. And up front, Burgess, the All-Pro with Sands, Sapp, and Kelly. An outstanding young linebacking core led by Kirk Morrison. And the secondary with Asamoah developing into one of the best in the National Football League. A 39-yard play and a diving catch by Isaac Bruce, and it has the Rams in Raiders territory at the 41-yard line. That's Bruce in motion. And they give it to the first man through, and Leonard not going far as he is stopped. You saw Michael Huff coming up to make the tackle.
You know, this preseason, the Raiders defense have allowed the opponents to get across the 50 several times, but they have that philosophy of bend and don't break, and they have stopped a lot of offensive drives on the 40, 30, 20-yard line, guys.
Mark Bulger now with a 2nd down and 9. 4 wide receiver set. Bulger again with time, and he overthrows Bruce, as getting over there on the coverage was Michael Huff. And now it will be a 3rd down and 9 for the Rams.
You know, Mark Bulger stepped in for a great Kurt Warner a few years ago. Kurt having some trouble after a few head injuries, hand injuries, and Mark Bulger stepped in and just did a great job. He dropped back over 600 times last year and just did a phenomenal job throwing the football.
Scott Linehan looking for some points from his first-string offense. This is the 6th possession in preseason, and they have yet to get on the scoreboard. Leonard lines up next to Bulger on a 3rd down and 9 from the 40. Bulger under pressure. And incomplete. Good pressure by that defensive front, George, and that's what we talked about a couple of minutes ago.
Exactly, and they're playing on the other side of the offensive line, and when you look at the pressure coming up here, Bulger, he's not very comfortable when he gets a lot of pressure. Quarterbacks don't like to get hit, and here the Raiders put a lot of pressure on Bulger, and this is what they've been good at, guys, all preseason, and that is putting pressure on the quarterback.
Donnie Jones in punt formation as you look at Chris Carr, the 3rd-year player from Boise State, as he stands at his 10-yard line. So the Raiders give up the big play on 1st down, but then they hold, and the Rams to punt it away. A high kick, and Carr will watch it. And it will be a touchback, and the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line when we come back. We'll look at Dante Culpepper and the Raiders' first drive next on the Raiders Television Network. And you look at number 8, Dante Culpepper from Central Florida, and it's his chance tonight with the first unit. And up front, Barry Sims has had an excellent preseason, as the rest of these guys has. Jake Robe will start the game. We'll also see Jeremy Newberry work with the first unit. Lamont Jordan, an outstanding game last week with Crockett, Porter, Curry, and the rookie tight end Zach Miller from Arizona State. They work out of the eye on 1st down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Miller in motion. Culpepper will throw. And incomplete, intended for Miller, but a penalty marker on the play.
Dante Culpepper's pass intended for number 45, Zach
and the
Miller.
referee tonight is Pete Morelli. And it will be a Raiders first down.
Pass interference, number 54, defense. Automatic first down.
And we look at the 7-11 starting lineups. As you look at Chiller, the starting linebacker, he jogs off the field. And you see Leroy Glover, the longtime Cowboy, along with Leonard Little anchoring that line. Wilt Witherspoon last year led the team in tackles with 136. And Corey Chavis, he has started 80 consecutive games at the defensive back position. This is Lamont Jordan with his first carry. And he's in the Rams territory, tripped up and brought down at the 45-yard line. Leonard Little on the stop for the Rams.
You know, Lamont Jordan's picking up where he left off a week ago. 8 rushes, 67 yards. First handoff, he picks up 5-6 yards on the left side of the ball. Great blocking by Barry Sims and Robert Gallery that time to break him across the line of scrimmage and pick up 7 yards.
So second down and short for Culpepper and the Raiders. Again, it's Jordan. Oh, and he is hit and hit hard by Pisa Tinoisa Omoa, the fifth-year player from Hawaii.
And Pisa Osamoa got in clean. Somebody missed a block up front there.
Oh boy. Yeah,
I think they did. You know, they got some penetration, kind of confused the blocking scheme.
Jordan didn't have a chance.
No.
He's a good linebacker, Pisa Tinoisa Omoa, the fifth-year player from Hawaii at 6'1", 240 pounds. And it's now a third down and 4. Curry in motion, top of the screen. Culpepper with pressure. Nice job to elude. And can Dante Culpepper run with the knee? Yes, he can. All the way down to the 36. That was a question, Plunk. What about the mobility of Dante Culpepper? We saw it right there.
Yeah, we've seen it all, I think, all preseason. He's gotten out of trouble a few times a week ago, got out of trouble last week and found John Matson in the corner of the end zone. There he does, drops back, gets pressure, turns upfield, could have dumped it off to Lamont Jordan, but decided to pick up the first down himself. Good job by Dante Culpepper that time.
Mike Williams into the game at the top of the screen. Ronald Curry at the bottom as they work out of the eye with Lamont Jordan, the second back. Culpepper looking for Williams, and it was deflected. Nice play by the cornerback of the Rams as Ty Hill, the second-year player from Clemson, just got his fingertips on it, and it will be a second down and 10.
It's a good corner route by Mike Williams. He takes him inside a little bit, rounds it off a little bit too much, and the defender's right there, but it could have been cut. He didn't get his hands on it, but I think it just blocked his vision enough for him, Mike Williams, to drop the pass.
Second down and 10 at the 36-yard line of St. Louis. Porter, bottom of the screen next to Curry. Lamont Jordan breaks a tackle at the point of attack, and he gets to the 31-yard line. That will make it a third down and 4.
George, you know, I think, especially if the Raiders offense picks it up, but the Rams seem to be blitzing every second down, coming after the quarterback or after the running back in a run blitz to try and shut down the run.
And, you know, that's probably a tendency that they picked up by watching film, that the Raiders love to throw the football on second down, so they decided probably to blitz.
Third down for Culpepper and the Raiders. Quick pass, Curry. Able to sidestep? No, he can't. Nice play on the recovery, as making the stop was Ron Bartell. Looked like Curry was going to be able to elude, but Bartell got him by the jersey, and that will make it fourth down. And a look at Sebastian Janikowski.
Plunk, if you're quarterback and you notice that the defense is coming on second down a lot, what adjustments you make on the field?
Well, what I'd like to do is go for it all, either on the post or an up, because that middle is probably going to be vacant with those guys coming.
This is going to be a 51-yard attempt from Sebastian Janikowski. 3-0 Raiders. That was good from 60.
I tell you, Grant, Janikowski's been very impressive this preseason.
Absolutely. So the Raiders strike first here on the Oakland Raiders television network. First quarter as Janikowski from 50 yards out officially, and it's 3-0. And Pluck, you were talking about what a great camp he's had. I mean, he's one of the best kickers in the league to begin with, but he's been flawless here in training camp and now through the first 2 games of preseason.
You know, the last couple of years he suffered from back problem. You know, he's struggled a little bit, but this year he's trimmed once again, and he's seems to be healthy. And you know, it's nothing for him to kick that 50-yard field goal.
Dante Hall again back deep. And he'll watch it go for the second consecutive time. And there is a penalty marker down on the field. And this may be offsides on the Raiders. And the ball fell off the tee. Now, you don't see that every night. The ball, right before he got to it, the ball fell off the tee.
high school in Florida.
And this one should be returned if Hall can get it on the bounce, and he can't. So we will not see Dante Hall as it's a touchback. And when we come back, the Rams will be on offense for the second time. We'll be right back.
Some great partners up there.
Yeah, no video on me or anything like that, Brick, huh? Couldn't find any old lacrosse video or anything like that? Good stuff, no question about it. To be up here with two Raider legends. And a first down and nothing doing for the Rams, as again, getting the football was Brian Leonard. You talk about a guy that was impressive in college. He had just under 6,000 all-purpose yards. The first team All-American out of Rutgers. He was the Rams second-round pick, Trudell Sands, the first one there. But, boy, when you have almost 6,000 all-purpose yards in your collegiate career, you're doing something right.
And Rutgers' program has turned around tremendously over the last few years. They're really playing great college football.
Rams love to throw the football. The four-receiver set, no Steven Jackson as of yet. He is in uniform. Bennett in motion. Play action. There's the pressure. And Derek Burgess forcing Mark Bolger to throw it away.
And, you know, once again, Derek Burgess picking up where he left off a year ago. Just puts fantastic pressure on the quarterback. And not only that, he's, you know, although he can put pressure from the defensive end spot, which he does, but he's like a linebacker in his mobility.
You know, you see Rob Ryan give some signals to his defense. One area that this team has really improved in, and that is stopping the run, guys. Just take a look at this defensive line. They are playing on the other side of the ball.
Now they send three receivers to the right of Mark Bolger. Third down for the Rams here in the first quarter. And a whistle and a false start. So instead of 3rd and 8, it is going to be 3rd and 13 for the Rams.
That's what happens when you put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Number 76, offense. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
And you heard the official there, and you talk about number 76, Orlando Pace, regarded as one of the very best tackles of all time. He got a little nervous there, and you don't see that very often from Orlando Pace, the big fella.
When you're getting pressure,
yep.
You start to see that, Grant.
3rd down and 13. Isaac Bruce comes out of the huddle. He goes to the top of the screen. In motion, McMichael. They set up the screen. Bennett. And he is gang tackle. Look at that defense. Howard is there. Sapp is there. And they are pumped up. And the Raiders defense again holds, and the Rams will punt it away.
You know, you like to see aggressiveness on your defense, and this defense is not only aggressive, they are really quick, Jimmy. They get to the ball real quick, they read well, and they gang tackle, and that's what you love to see with your defense.
That's Donnie Jones. Johnny Lee Higgins standing at his 40, and the Raiders should get the ball in outstanding field position. 8.5 left first quarter. Johnny Lee Higgins. He's at the 29. It looked like he called a fair catch. And yes, they do. They will blow it dead, and the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Well, we hope to see the Raider fans out here for the opener against for everyone. And all you have to do is call 1-800-RAIDERS. Lamont Jordan. And he just does get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even lost a yard on the play.
You know, one thing I'd like to see this entire game that Dante's in there is no fumble snaps from the center. That would be, you know, quite a good sign. And maybe they've worked it out, worked all week, I'm sure, together, not to fumble those snaps.
Guys, you know, this is the second left-footed punter we've seen this preseason. It is very difficult to judge a punt from a left-footed punter because the rotation on the ball is the complete opposite from a right-footed punter, and it could be mishandled easily.
Jeremy Newberry is in at center, playing with the rest of the starters. Culpepper, and it is complete to Curry, and he's to the 38-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and short for the Raiders.
You know,
talk about the veteran Jeremy Newberry. As he came over from the 49ers, you see Culpepper last week, 6 of 8, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. And it's a 3rd down and 2. Miller in front of Lamont Jordan in the backfield. Culpepper for Porter. Incomplete. Broke it up as the Rams' Ty Hill got a hand on it.
Just barely got his hand up in time. Good coverage.
Penalty marker. Maybe too good a coverage.
Maybe.
Flag is down at the 50-yard line. Looks like he got him in the face mask.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Number 26, defense. 5-yard penalty automatic. First down.
As you can see, the coverage was good. He just got that one hand up in the face mask of Jerry Porter.
Which you can't do. You got to keep your hands away from the other opponent's face mask.
A nice route by Porter. He's leaning away from the defender here, which allows him a chance to catch the football. This offense, guys, they have companion plays, and one play sets up another, and you like to see that.
First down, Culpepper, even though these passes have been penalized by the Rams, the ball has been right on the money, and this is Jordan. And it looked like Culpepper there had a little trouble with the exchange.
Right, and one of the things that happens when you're worried about getting that snap from center. You leave the center late. Sometimes you have trouble handing off because you're late getting to him, or you drop back late, and it gives the defense a chance to get to the quarterback in the pass rush. But, you've got to get that snap, and you've got to feel confident you're going to get it every time. It should be automatic. You shouldn't have to worry about it all, but yet he continues to have problems with it.
Yeah, because I think the last thing you probably need at the line of scrimmage, Punk, if your quarterback is worrying about getting the ball from center, you got enough going on, don't you?
Right, it's got to be automatic. Don't even think about it.
Second down. Good protection. Porter, first down. And how about that offensive line, guys, as Ron Bartell makes the tackle, but they gave Culpepper plenty of time, Punk, to throw that football.
They certainly did. They forced the defensive ends outside, gave Dante Culpepper the opportunity to step up and deliver the ball to Jerry Porter, and what a catch Jerry Porter makes. He's covered extremely well, yet he comes down with a football. I think he was terribly missed a year ago because he wasn't out there on the field. Good catch.
Well, I'll tell you, Dante Culpepper has looked very, very sharp here in the first quarter for the Raiders. He has been right on the money. And it's a first down at the 34-yard line of St. Louis. 3-0 Raiders here in the first quarter.
Okay, we're back.
Johnny Lee Higgins in motion.
You're back?
Here's Higgins. He's a speedster, and he can fly. He gets a play. And he's all the way down to the 16-yard line. Ty Hill knocked him out of bounds with Ron Bartell.
Lane Kiffin is pulling out all the plays tonight. He wants to get a good look at these players in this offense. And this offense, Plunk, looked like it's set up where Culpepper could definitely be effective. And here you see Higgins. What a play call, and a good part of this on the field where they were on the 40-yard line. An excellent play call.
There's Greg Knapp, the offensive coordinator, who comes over from the Atlanta Falcons. Before that, spent many years in the same position with the 49ers. Culpepper to the end zone, and he overthrew Ronald Curry. I think Punk at the last minute he saw that safety come over and just didn't want to get it picked off.
I think you're right, and that's the experience of a guy like Culpepper. He knows what to do, doesn't want to get in trouble. It's only first down. You can throw it away, still have 2 more downs to get a first down or a touchdown. So smart play on Culpepper's part.
And one thing the Raiders receivers are doing, guys, they're splitting the zone that the Rams are trying to employ, and that's why they're getting open down the middle of the field.
Williams and Curry, the receivers, and that is Ronald Curry in motion. Little delay to Jordan. Got a block from Zach Crockett, and he's down to the 6-yard line. A very, very good blocking fullback, Zach Crockett. Will Witherspoon, who last year led the team in tackles, making the stop for the Rams.
And that counter was designed to go inside a little bit more than it did. He was able to take it outside because of his speed. And then once again, he lowers his shoulder and picks up a few added yards instead of running out of bounds. Good play by Lamont Jordan. Good cutback.
3rd down and a yard. Culpepper and the Raiders looking to add on to their 3-0 lead. And Culpepper will take it himself. I don't think he got there. It's going to be awfully close. Just depends where they spot that football. I would think that if they don't make it, this being preseason, they're going to go for it.
You would think so, but Culpepper's as big as any back in the league. You'd think he'd be able to get it on his own, but they seem to have stopped him short, but maybe not. We'll take a look.
Guys, one thing, they're active on 1st and 2nd down.
And another thing that the Raiders are doing offensively is putting pressure on the defensive backs. They're putting the ball down the field, and even though a lot of these passes haven't been complete, they've been penalized for them because they just continually come off the ball hard and threaten that defensive back.
And trust me, one thing the defensive back hates, and that is to play on his heels. When you're pressuring a defensive back like the Raiders are doing, that's what happens, Clark. You start playing on your heels.
Lane Kiffin's going to go for it here on a 4th down. You know, I mean, if it was the regular season, they might go for it. I mean, I don't know if preseason has anything to do with this call, but certainly he's feeling confident that the way the team's been moving, they can get a half yard.
Or if not, they give the ball over to the Rams and stop and get the ball back in good field position.
All right, Curry to the right. Double tight end formation with Miller and Matson. Lamont Jordan is behind Zach Crockett. 3rd and less than a yard. This is Lamont Jordan. 1st down and goal for the Raiders.
You know one thing, Clark, you mentioned it earlier about Jordan taking the ball. The play was designed to go inside and he bounces it out. When you look at the offensive line blocking, there are holes all the way across the line. And look at the number of holes you see that Jordan could cut up into.
What a great block by number 62. Look at on the right side of your screen by Jeremy Newberry, the veteran. He just did a tremendous job of containing his man. That is the 6th first down for the Raiders here in the opening quarter. 1st and goal. Jordan cuts it inside, and he's down close to the 2-yard line.
You know, I tell you, this preseason, I know it's preseason, as we all know, but the defense has got to be happy with the way the Raiders offense controls the football, keeps the defense off the field, completely different than a year ago.
And this offense the running game kind of reminds you of that stretch running game that teams have employed in the NFL over the years.
2nd and goal at the 3. Porter and Curry at the top of the screen. That is Curry in motion. Culpepper gives to Jordan. And he is stopped short. Coming up to make the hit first, James Hall, who last year played for the Lions. And now we're looking at a 3rd and goal for the Raiders with 2:25 left here, 1st quarter.
You know, a lot of people don't put a lot of emphasis on preseason. But where do you get effective? You got to be effective during the preseason. Other than that, you can't go into the season not feeling confident, and that's what preseason does for these guys. Gives them a lot of confidence in Lane Kiffin's offense.
Especially when they've struggled in the past.
Already 8 minutes of possession on this drive. 3rd down and goal. Jordan. And he fumbled, according to the Rams. No signal yet. The Rams are saying they've got the football. Still no signal.
The ball, ruling on the field, the ball was fumbled, recovered by St. Louis in the end zone. It is a touchback.
Wow. Well, they did everything except for get that last half yard. And it will be the Rams ball at the 20, the touchback. Here's another look.
Okay, Lamont Jordan gets it cleanly. A lot of people meet him at the line of scrimmage. Number 50 in particular sticks him pretty good. And the ball does come out.
The Rams football when we come back on the Oakland Raiders television network. And the Rams recover it in the end zone, so they will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line after the touchback. McMichael in motion, number 84. And against the rookie out of Rutgers, he has got a big hole. Brian Leonard, and he leaps over the 30 all the way to the 35-yard line. He is run down by Michael Huff. A very impressive move by Brian Leonard.
Maybe now you see why he got so many yards at Rutgers, over 6,000 yards. Look at him jump over.
Looked like he
Huff
could have been
chasing him here. Fabian Washington.
Wow.
He stopped. You got to drive through your tackles, and you got to have a 0 point.
And you got to keep your head up.
And you got to keep your head up. A 0 point is right in the middle of that running back's stomach.
Hey, listen, that is impressive. I mean, that's a guy that could be on your 440 high hurdles team, running with Michael Johnson out there. And it's batted down, and it'll be a 2nd down and 10.
Well, pressure really affects quarterbacks. When you start to get them to think about what's looking them in the face, not throwing the football down the field.
Yeah, and once in a while, the quarterback, knowing he's not going to get the time, sometimes rushes his throws. But pressure is the key to everything. There he goes. Good penetration by number 90 to Terrell Sands.
Yep. No, I said Michael Johnson. I really meant Edwin Moses, who was the great hurdler. Johnson,
we
of course,
knew
the
that.
great sprinter.
We
well,
knew
Funk, I know you used to train with Edwin Moses, you know?
Just to hold his water.
Yeah, there you go. Well, at the 35-yard line, and nothing doing that time. Sam Williams making sure that Brian Leonard doesn't run or leap over anyone.
That's how you fill a hole right there. Sam Williams filled the hole quickly, and that's good vision. And when you work, you can tell that this defense and offense work a lot on fundamentals, guys, because of the way they're moving and the way that they're getting to holes, both on the offense for running backs and on defense, filling holes where running backs are supposed to be.
This might be the last play of the first quarter as Bulger will work out of the shotgun. And a 3-receiver set. Time for Bulger. Incomplete. And that time, I think Drew Bennett heard some footsteps. B.J. Ward on the coverage. And for the 7th, make it the 8th possession now of preseason, the Rams' first unit has no points.
And the defense, once again.
Kick it away for the Rams. Chris Carr back deep. Carr standing at his own 17. And the Raiders set up the return. A high kick, and Carr will fair catch it at the 26-yard line. 3 seconds left. Now down to 1. We'll be back here on the Oakland Raiders television network. And this will be the last play of the quarter, barring an unforeseen situation. Lamont Jordan at the running back. Jordan cuts it back. And a nice run on first down to the 35. So he gains 8 on first down.
That is the end.
And it will be a 2nd and 2 when we come back. We have played 15 minutes of football. Culpepper has looked good. The Raiders lead it 3-0 on the Oakland Raiders television network.
They're going to come in and make plays. It's just fun to watch. George Atkinson, they are swarming down here.
I know it must be exciting, huh, JT?
It's a blast.
And there's Justin Fargas. He's across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
I tell you, Grant, you notice a lot of difference between Lamont Jordan and Justin Fargas. Justin Fargas is quick as a cat. He hit that hole hard, picked up the first down, took it downhill all the way, but he just showed a tremendous burst out of his stance.
So a first down for the Raiders. Culpepper has looked good here in the first half. And he'll run. Culpepper. And he slides to the 47-yard line. But again, Dante Culpepper showing he still has the mobility.
You know, they came with a blitz. Culpepper feels a little bit of pressure, steps up. There's nobody there because of the blitz. He winds up taking off and picking up, 8 yards on that run. But, you know, good awareness by Dante Culpepper to take it up and go for it. There's Lane Kiffin. I'm sure he's liking what he sees, except probably for that fumble at the 1-yard line.
Ronald Curry, bottom of the screen. Jerry Porter, top of the screen. 2nd down and 3. The give to Jordy. And he is stopped short. It's going to be 3rd and a half yard. Corey Chavis, who has started 80 consecutive regular season games. And he made the tackle. Played for Minnesota for 4 years, Arizona for 4 years before that.
And, you know, Corey Chavis, Grant and George, he was the 2nd leading tackler on this team with 118 tackles.
And do you know his dad played for the Denver Broncos?
That's exactly right.
Back in the day.
Was it Barney?
Back in your day, right, George?
Oh, yeah, back in my day. For sure.
3rd down and less than a yard. Jake Grove is in at center on this series. He and Newberry alternated. Play action. Culpepper looking long. He's got Porter. And it's broken up and incomplete. He threw in the double coverage. And the man we were just talking about, Corey Chavis, was one of the defenders back there. And he had help as well from Brown.
You got to love that play call, Jimmy. Play action, 3rd and 1. You know you can take a shot on her on 4th and 1 and go for the money. Go deep, and you look at Porter here. The ball hits him right in the hands. I think he was a little bit anxious about catching it. Instead of letting it nestle in, he kind of fought it a little bit.
4th down. Jordan will try to pick it up, and he does. 1st down in the Rams territory. But I want to go back to that last play.
Sure.
Once again, Dante Culpepper put that ball right in the receiver's hands. I mean, he's had great touch here tonight, Plunk.
He has been right on the money, short and long. The ball probably should have been caught. I don't think there's any doubt about that. You know, and it could have been thrown much better. He could have let him maybe a little bit more up the field so he can go reach out for it, but still, the ball should have been caught. That's his job, to catch the football.
When you look at Porter's body, he was pulling away from the ball, not running to it.
All right, so the ball in Rams territory. First down, play action. Good time for Culpepper. Near side, looking for Higgins. And he makes the catch, flag down. And now they're going to say he caught out of bounds, but he was interfered with. And again, a well-thrown football. Higgins making the catch, but it doesn't matter. He was out of bounds, but it's going to be a flag and a first down for the Raiders.
Let me tell you what loosens the
Pass
secondary.
interference. Number 26. Defense, automatic. First down.
2 plays in a row. Deep patterns. That loosens up the secondary. As you can see here, Higgins is being forced out of bounds, actually, and a great catch, good concentration, keeps his eye on the ball, and makes the catch.
Yeah, I mean, he was well covered. There's no doubt about it, but he still comes up with the ball even though he was out of bounds. Pass interference, but that's what happens when you play pressure football, as Mr. Davis likes to say.
Second, or rather a first down for the Raiders here in the second quarter, 3-0. Pressure's on, they got Culpepper, and he is down at the 19-yard line. So a loss of 3 on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and 13.
And one of the few breakdowns in the offensive line we've seen all preseason.
That's right.
Not much time for Culpepper that time, but prior to that, he's been getting all day to throw the ball, find somebody open down the field, throw the ball way down the field because of the great protection he's been getting and coming up with big plays.
James Hall gets credit for the sack.
Yeah, then just on first down, the Rams blitz instead of second down.
Justin Ferguson at running back. Porter, Williams, and Curry, the receivers. That's Zach Miller in motion. Quick drop and throw, and it's batted down. As getting his hands on the football was Will Witherspoon. You see Witherspoon, the 6th-year player from Georgia, led the team in tackles a year ago, and this will make it 3rd and long.
Blitz, and he's bringing pressure almost on every down.
Former head coach of New Orleans Saints, was defensive coordinator here with the Raiders a number of years ago.
Get around front. Rams show blitz. They got a bunched up at the line of scrimmage, and here they come. Culpepper gets it away to Curry. He makes the move. He may go. Touchdown Raiders. Oh, boy. And how about Dante Culpepper to elude the pressure and find the wide-open Ronald Curry.
You know, once again, I think it's just this calmness under pressure, able to stand there, look down the field, and not worry about the pressure. Here's Culpepper dropping back, has pressure, keeps his eye down the field, though, isn't fazed by the pressure put on him by the defensive line, and gets the ball off to Ron Curry. And I love Ron Curry. The moves he makes after the catch, they're able to score with the football, but a tremendous receiver and eluder of tacklers.
The composure of Culpepper is from his years in the NFL. Have that kind of composure and awareness in order to complete the pass. You can see here, you knew pressure was coming, Grant. Didn't face it.
What a move. Curry put on Ty Hill. 10-0 Raiders. They brought the blitz, Plunk, and Culpepper just picked it up perfectly.
Yeah, he did. As I said, he kept his eyes downfield, knowing he was going to get hit, get knocked down. Yet he found his receiver, and Ronald Curry makes a heck of a move to get away and score.
Boy, did you see Zach Miller in that play? Kind of a pick almost, you know, taking Curry's man to free up Curry, and then all it was the quick move to elude Ty Hill.
They don't call him picks.
Nope. But that's what it was.
Absolutely.
Dante Hall finally will get a chance to return it. He's at the 2. Dante Hall. You know what he does so well? You saw him. He caught the ball on the run. He backed up and was running forward when he caught that football. He gets a running to the Hall of Fame just a year ago. And there will be many more. Hopefully the man in our booth, Punk, and next door, Tom Flores, for sure. Bolger almost picked off. And Thomas Howard had it right in his mitts, and it'll be a 2nd down and 10. There's Tom Flores, 2 Super Bowl wins. The only coach that's won 2 Super Bowls that's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And I think that's the case of a lot of Raider players who've done quite well. Cliff Branch should definitely be in there. If you compare his numbers to anybody else who's in the Hall of Fame, you know, Cliff beats most of them.
Works alongside Greg Papa, the Raiders Radio Network, KSFO 560. For all of your Raiders action on your radio dial. It is 2nd down and 10. Play action. Bolger with time. And it is complete to the veteran Isaac Bruce. 80 career touchdowns. He's in his 14th year out of Memphis State, still going strong, and he teams with Torrey Holt, who's not playing tonight, but Isaac Bruce, the very dependable receiver.
You know, they have big play capabilities on both sides with Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce. They can get deep, make big.
Tuesday, September 18th. That's for our Los Angeles audience. KTLA, welcome aboard this year on the Raiders Television Network. Glad to have you there down in Southern California. The Raiders enjoying a 10-0 lead. Here's Bruce, the wide receiver screen. And he is brought down. He could not elude the tackle of Chris Johnson.
And the Rams trying.
There's the Pro Bowler from a year ago, Mark Bolger. 24 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions last year for the 8-8 Rams. Play action. And it is complete. Drew Bennett makes the catch. And Bennett, the UCLA product, has a Rams first down. Once again, Chris Johnson on the coverage.
And Drew Bennett, over the years, when he was with the Tennessee Titans, has always been a thorn in the Raiders' side, coming up with big catches, a lot of catches and a lot of yards in the games between the Raiders and the Tennessee Titans. And now he's with the Rams.
A lot of weapons on this Rams offense. You look at Steven Jackson, one of the very best running backs in football. He's dressed but not playing as of yet tonight. Torrey Holt, 6-time Pro Bowler, dressed but not playing as of yet. Bolger, Bennett. And Bennett dives for the 30-yard line.
You know, a quarterback is going to keep doing that until you take it away, you know, and when you take it away.
If it's not manned, then if you got to cover outside, you may play more outside and deeper.
Second down. Bruce in motion. Raiders bring pressure, and Bolger has to throw it out of bounds. Good pressure again. Derek Burgess coming around the corner. One of the fastest defensive ends in the National Football League.
Yeah, he certainly is. Like I said, he's kind of a tweener, linebacker, defensive end type, but boy, does he have technique to get to the quarterback.
I tell you what, the Raiders defensive backs are doing a good job when they come up and bump and run. They're not letting the receivers get off the line clear, and they're keeping them within that 5-yard radius where they can bump it.
Yeah, that was good coverage by Fabian Washington that time.
Excellent coverage.
Bolger will work out of the shotgun. They spread the formation. McMichael in motion on a 3rd down and 4. Blitz. And it's complete to Isaac Bruce. He's got the first down. Fabian Washington pushes him out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
You know, that time the Raiders came with a blitz.
Across the field. That's a tough pattern to cover.
Yeah, especially if it's Isaac Bruce running across the field.
First down and 10. And the ball carrier once again is Leonard. He is stopped after a short gain. Yeah, I'm in a good mood right now. You know, I had one of Punk's MVP subs from 7-Eleven before the game. George, did he offer you one of those sandwiches?
I have it sitting right here to the right of me, Glenn. Every chance I get, I take a little piece of it.
Hey, 7-Eleven and myself, we've partnered in the condiment business, and they've developed a couple of sandwiches, a sub, a forest ham sandwich, a tri-tip salad. Come out and try them. I think you'll enjoy them.
They use your input.
Of course they had to use his input, right? It's got his name on it. Well, timeout.
Touchdown, but remember, 2 devastating Achilles injuries. The former basketball player never gave up. He comes back, and again, he could be a highlight film this year. We expect him to stay healthy, and he persevered. He never gave up, Grant.
Rick, you're exactly right. I mean, you know, those are injuries that take 12 months to come back from. Bolger looking, end zone, Bruce just overthrown, and incomplete. Will be up a 3rd down. But you talk about Curry, there's no question how mentally tough you have to be. You know, you figure out, okay, you tear one Achilles, and you come back and you're like, okay, that was a long year, and then boom, you do it again, and then there's another year. But you see he's all smiles, he's healthy, and you saw there's nothing wrong with him, that move he made to get the touchdown for the Raiders.
But you know, you've got to be so mentally tough to keep coming back from those kind of severe injuries. The rehab is incredible, the hard work, the time and dedication you have to put into rehabbing and getting back on the field, and then to test it out once you get there.
3rd down for Mark Bolger and the Rams offense, the 3 receivers, including Dante Hall. Bennett is in motion. Here comes Burgess, Bolger, and he has his man, and it is complete to Dante Hall. Bolger that time got away from the pressure, and it'll be first and goal for the St. Louis Rams, looking for their first points of this preseason in terms of the starting unit.
They get the ball off on target and for the first down.
That was number 56, Derek Bruce, is coming from his defensive end position. First and goal. Play action. Bolger looking for McMichael, and it's batted down. I'll tell you right there, Sam Williams just saved a touchdown because McMichael was open in the end zone.
And he almost caught that pass. He jumped up, read it perfectly, put pressure on the quarterback, started coming after him, timed his jump perfectly. If he had caught that, he might have scored. A good play by Sam Williams right there. Go ahead, George.
I tell you what, the defense of the Raiders are very impressive inside the 20-yard line. They bring the pressure. They're in the right spots. They seem to know exactly what the offense is trying to do.
Bennett and Hall at the top of the screen. Isaac Bruce to the left. Oh, what a hit by Morrison. He met Brian Leonard right at the point of attack. Oh, you got to love that, silver and black fans.
Hey, I think Kirk Morrison is the spiritual leader of this defense. You know, the way he's played, he started as a rookie on the outside. He moves inside, reads the play perfectly, avoids the block by number 72, and then sticks it to Brian Leonard.
Hey, he's from Bishop O'Dowd in Oakland, so he's a local product.
I don't think Milford Brown, the pulling tackle, is going to like watching the film tomorrow. Third down and goal. Bolger to the end zone. Throws it away. Good coverage by the Raiders. So the Raiders defense once again keeps the Rams out of the end zone.
You know, and you mentioned that, you know, the Rams have not scored a touchdown with this starting unit. But you know what? They're going to be a force to contend with during the regular season. They've got too many weapons not to be able to score. And great coverage by the secondary. Only 3-man rush. 8 people drop off. It's zone all the way. And they take all the lanes away.
Let me tell you something. When you have Steven Jackson, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, and you see what you're getting in the first or the second round draft pick in Brian Leonard. You have Mark Bolger, a Pro Bowl quarterback. In the NFC West, yes, they will score some points. Make no mistake about it. And finally, Jeff Wilkins gets the Rams on the scoreboard. Raiders defense coming up big in the red zone. Raiders lead it 10-3.
Home schedule. Call 1-800-RAIDERS right now. Staff is standing by. 1-800-RAIDERS. The staff will take your phone call personally. And come on up and see me in the black hole for a home Raider game. Grant?
Chris Carr, thank you, Brick. And he runs it out to the 30-yard line. And it looks like Josh McCown is going to come in now. And he will take over at quarterback with 6:18 left here in the second quarter. Sixth season from Sam Houston State. Good performance by Dante Culpepper tonight, Jim.
It certainly was. He got out of trouble, made plays down the field, threw for 2 touchdowns. Just a real outstanding performance by Dante Culpepper.
And, you know, you look at Dante Culpepper on the sideline, it seemed like he's adjusted to the players here real quick, and the guys have adjusted to him, and they seem to like him quite well, Jim.
And the first offensive line still out on the field. Porter and Taylor, the receivers. Justin Fargas at running back. Porter. And Porter is tackled out near the Rams sideline. You look at the Rams, there's a flags down. They must feel like they're on vacation. They had a brutal heat wave go through the Midwest, so much so that their practices that are open to the public, they actually prevented the public from coming in. They were worried about health issues in the stands. That's how hot it was in St. Louis for a period of a week. And you come out here and they're playing in temperature right now, probably low 60s. Here's your referee.
Offside. Defense jumped into the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
Pete Morelli, as you look at Jim Haslett there with the headset on. Yeah, no question about that. The movement as jumping was Claude Roten, second-year player from LSU. So Josh McCown now looking at a 1st and 5 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the first half. Taylor and Porter, and there's Taylor in motion as they work out of the eye. The second man is Justin Fargas. And he runs behind Gallery and Newberry, and he gets to the 36. It's got to be second down and short.
And even though they changed quarterbacks, the first offensive line is still in there, giving Josh McCown a chance to compete for that starting job even up to this point.
Boy, there's Jeremy Newberry. What a warrior he is. Numerous knee surgeries. Said he feels great this year. Said that the way they spread out practices and training camp really helped him. He's in his 10th season. right down the road from here, obviously, at Cal. And Robert Gallery now limping off. Last thing you want to see in preseason.
And he's had a few injuries in his brief 4-year career, going into his 4th year anyway with the Raiders. Hopefully it's not too serious.
So Robert Gallery is out of the ball game. Chris Morris replaces him at left guard. 2nd down and 3. Lamont Jordan won't get there. He lost a half yard on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down. So a 1st and 5. And now it's going to be 3rd and 3 as they attend to Robert Gallery.
You know, you look at Lamont Jordan and how he runs the football with this offense. He's picked this offense up pretty quickly, and he knows exactly where the holes will be down the line of scrimmage. And you see him run, and you see Justin Fargas run, and you have to think that Jordan has picked their offense up a little bit quicker than Justin.
Yeah, well, of course, the new blocking scheme, his own blocking this year. Tom Cable in this offensive line, which has looked so good in preseason. Porter adjusts, but it's incomplete. Fans look for a penalty, and they get it. It will be a 1st down for the Raiders.
And it was a penalty. Jerry Porter kept his eye on the ball the entire time. He saw it was going to be short and inside. He was fighting to get that position. The defensive back was putting his hands all over him.
Here's Pete Morelli.
Pass interference. Number 26, defense, automatic, 1st down.
Ty Hill's had a long evening.
Yes, he has. That's about his 2nd, 3rd penalty. And here you can see he ran right into the receiver, impeding the receiver from going upfield. Can't do that as a defensive back.
Ty Hill's going, man, what am I supposed to do out here?
Look like they're throwing at me all night.
So a 1st down in the Rams territory, and it's at the 46-yard line with the Raiders on top 10-3. Play action Jordan. McCown. And it is complete. And running out of bounds is Matson. Matson, who had a touchdown reception last week, is tackled by Brandon Chiller, but not before a big gain. And the Raiders once again are marching here in the 2nd quarter.
You know, they move the pocket. They get Josh McCown outside, I think, which is good for Josh because he's got such good speed and a good throw and a good catch by John Matson. They're really high on John. He's not heavy enough yet to be a tight end. But once he matures and gets a little bit bigger, he's going to be a force to contend with because he can really catch that football.
Curry in motion. Mike Williams, the other receiver. Again, it's play action. Time for McCown. And a sliding catch inside the 10, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Raiders. And again, it's Matson making the tackle for the Rams. Was Otogwe.
One thing you notice, Josh now definitely likes Matson. I mean, he throws all of his shots just about to Matson. When he rolls out, Jim, on that rollout, Matson is always coming across field on the side that he rolls to.
And that's just a real good throw by Josh, too. I mean, he threw into the thick of things. He had to lead him just right. 21 was coming in the picture. Just a great throw by Josh McCown.
Porter and Curry, the receivers. Lamont Jordan at the running back. Jordan picks up the blitz. McCown able to buy time. Incomplete, intended for Porter, but you talked about Lamont Jordan a moment ago. Also, 2nd down and goal. And Jordan, and he's going to be tackled for a loss on the play as Kinoi Samoa, the 5th-year player from Hawaii. And
I think if Jordan had stayed in that hole that was already there instead of trying to bounce it out, he would have gotten more yardage, Jimmy.
Well, I think the Rams are doing a better job of taking the cutback away from Jordan. He burned him a couple of times doing that, and now they're not letting him outside. They're holding their ground much better.
Tino Isamoa, 6'1", 240. So it's 3rd down. McCown, pressure, and they got him. And he is tackled back at the 17-yard line. So Josh McCown did not have time there, as making a hit was Leroy Glover, the former Cowboy, the 6-time Pro Bowler. He was drafted by the Raiders back in 1996, Leroy Glover was.
Jimmy, at some point the Raiders need to start throwing screen passes because the rush is so intent, and the Rams are coming on first and second down. They're telegraphing it. Just go ahead and get that screen pass up.
Janikowski. Uh-oh, that ball no good. Sebastian Janikowski missing from 33 yards out. And the score stays 10-3 with just over 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. That ball had a very weird flight to it.
Yeah, it did. I think he just missed it. Didn't keep his concentration, his eyes on that football. And consequently, it didn't go through the uprights.
Hey, coming up the half feature.
Pops.
Yep. And again, Brick will have more on him at the half. 2:17 left, so a 2-minute drill here for the Rams offense. And this is what Scott Linehan loves to see, a chance to do some damage. And getting his first carry of the night for the Rams is Travis Minor. He's a 7th-year player from Florida State who has played for the Miami Dolphins in his first 6 years and now trying to make this St. Louis Rams roster. The Raiders have the lead, 10-3. It's the 2-minute warning on the Oakland Raiders television network.
Knock off the Tennessee Volunteers.
Second down and short. Rams trying to get a touchdown here before intermission. Rams have 2 timeouts left. Blitz! Bulger gets it away, incomplete. The Raiders bringing pressure from the right side of Bulger.
You know, Rob Ryan obviously called that. He likes to put pressure on the quarterback. Pressure from the outside. Bulger saw it coming and smartly threw it away.
So it's going to be 3rd down and short. That stops the clock with 1:55. Travis Minor, the running back. It is Minor. He does not get there. He was run down by Jay Richardson, the rookie 5th-round pick from Ohio State.
And that's what you like to see from your rookies, a lot of hustle, recognition, and aggressiveness. And this Raiders defense has vastly improved when it comes to stopping the run.
But even though they gave up a lot of yards rushing against them last year, in short yardage and goal line situations, they were very, very tough.
Donnie Jones in punt formation. Johnny Lee Higgins is back deep for the Raiders. Spiraling kick, and this will go out of bounds. So the Raiders will now operate with 69 seconds remaining in the half, and they have all 3 timeouts, Bunk, so they've got plenty of time. They got good field position.
Right.
We'll see what Josh McCown can do.
You know, I think Lane Kiffin will come after him just to see how that 2 minutes offense works, see how Josh McCown looks in it. You know, I think it'd be a good opportunity to show what he can do in this 2 minutes and let him put the ball down the field. But you don't. And on the other hand, you don't want to give up an interception and allow the Rams to score before the half. So
good news there. You see the helmet on the right there, but big number 76, Robert Gallery, is back in. So that's certainly good news for the Raiders. He went out on the last series, and apparently not very serious. So he joins Jake Grove, who's back in at center for the final minute plus of this second quarter. They set up the screen. Jordan has some blockers in front of him. Lamont Jordan, he's in the Rams territory. He's got one man to beat. Lamont Jordan, and he is all the way down to the 16-yard line.
The screen pass, what we talked about earlier, Jimmy, definitely worked. And Lamont Jordan had the awareness to step out of bounds when he saw he couldn't get any more room. And here you see it worked perfectly, the screen pass, with the Rams rushing the way that they were rushing. Perfect call. Gallery comes back and springs Jordan with a good block. Right here is where he springs Jordan downfield, out of bounds.
Boy, you know, everybody just did a great job in blocking. As you saw, you know, right there, a great block by Barry Sims. You see, of course, Gallery taking care of Leonard Little. Lamont Jordan. And Jordan that time stopped after a short gain, and the Raiders will take a 8.4 yard per carry, and of course the touchdown we just showed you. Second down. Time for McCown to the end zone. And a penalty marker again down on the Rams defense. Ronald Curry, the intended receiver. Corey Chavis, the 10th-year man out of Andy, is the guilty party.
Pass interference. Number 25, defense in the end zone. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
Boy, that's the fourth in here at the 1-yard line. This is Jordan. Not going to get there as he left his feet trying to go over the top. And he may have lost a half yard.
You know, one of the things tonight with those, you say the heart starts to flutter, you got to have a heart first. You were cold-blooded. Come on.
Second down and goal. Those shows will start on the opening weekend of the NFL season. Jordan, touchdown Raiders. And it's now a 16-3 Raiders lead as Lamont Jordan strolls into the end zone for his second touchdown of the preseason.
You know, another thing I like about what's going on with the offense and both
linebacker from being able to pursue the Lamont Jordan. And you see Janikowski with the point after it. So we're down to 29 seconds remaining, and Josh McCown comes in for Dante Culpepper, does a very nice job bringing his team down the football field.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, this team operates.
backside blocking. They're allowed to cut instead of trying to hold their ground, and that makes for holes on the cutback for the running back. Pass protection, Tom Cable, James Craig are doing an excellent job with that
offensive. That's where it started from Virginia, who's going to return the kick. And a good special teams tackle by Alvis Whitted. So 22 seconds left for the Rams and a 17-3 Raiders lead.
You know, Grant, when you call it a lead, man?
Yes, it is.
Mark back up first. Four-man rush. And Bennett quickly out of bounds with 17 seconds left. The Rams do have 17 seconds left for the Rams. And the Raiders move, and the flag comes flying.
And don't look at it as just preseason games. Everything has a beginning, and this team is starting fresh right here with preseason, and they'll carry over during the season.
Raiders show blitz, but now they back off. Four-man rush. And Bolger forced to throw it away. So once again, the Raiders defense doing their job. 12, 2 timeouts. You got to figure they're going to have to go downfield here. But the Raiders defense not allowing anyone to get open. Again, a four-man rush. And incomplete as it was bobbled and dropped by Dane Locker, the veteran from Washington. Huff and Stu Schweigert on the coverage.
Yeah, Huff had him all the way. It was man underneath and too deep, and Huff followed him all the way down the field. Very good coverage. A great throw. Almost came up with a catch, but
now you got to
well
catch
covered.
that ball.
Oh, you do. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Throw and catch.
Dane Locker understands the situation, that's for sure. Is right in his hands. And now it's Isaac Bruce. And Isaac Bruce goes to the top of the screen. Could be the last play. Now they keep it on the ground. Minor. And he's to the 42. And the Rams do not stop it. So an outstanding first half for the Raiders.
That is the end of the first half.
And at the end of 30 minutes of football, it's the Raiders on top of the Rams. 17-3 here on the Oakland Raiders Television Network.
Will Witherspoon able to recover the fumble. Penalties, a big issue for the Rams, especially in the secondary. We saw Ty Hill fly off here in the second half. Johnny Lee Higgins, the rookie to return from the 5, still on his feet, still fighting, taken down at about the 33.
On the kickoff return.
So the Rams offense short-circuited. Having our own fuse problems here. We've lost our monitors. More importantly, DeMarco, we've lost the fan here in the booth. We still have each other. It's a beautiful night out. We're still here. A really bad Hallmark card. We lost our electricity and our fan, but we still have each other.
And good hot dogs.
It's a beautiful night out, but we are indoors in our booth. Josh McCown still at quarterback, and the Rams call a timeout. First play of the second half.
Oh, Lord. Looks like there was a defensive lineman that didn't know he was in the game. That's the fastest way out of town there, Mr. Tim Sandy.
It's time for the Raiders ticket exchange.
Well, we'll see if it gets any better. It's 17-3 Oakland tonight. Oakland with the ball. Josh McCown at quarterback. And the Raiders have had their way with the Rams. Second unit defense is in. Pass is complete to Mike Williams in front of Fakir Brown. Into Rams territory. Big pass, catch and run for Mike Williams, former #1 pick out of USC. 23 yards as McCown hangs in there and able to complete the pass.
Yeah, big Mike Williams, the slimmed down version of Mike Williams, out there trying to make a roster. Josh McCown realizing he has one-on-one coverage with a smaller corner and throws it right out there.
That blinks zero. A reverse to Higgins. The Rams are there. Fakir Brown goes low and takes him down. Fakir Brown figured that one out right away.
Not this time on the reverse. Same play. They took it to the first unit defense in the first quarter. Not this time. Fakir Brown coming up and securing the tackle and bringing him down. Maybe not Mike Williams' strong suit running reverses.
Raiders second and long, just beyond the 50-yard line. Justin Fargas gets the carry, goes left. Coolest thing about Justin Fargas
is his dad. Huggy Bear.
The infamous, the iconic Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. I'm sure he's heard about that his whole life.
Absolutely. He really brings it up in there. I love the way this kid runs. He's not very big. He's got good speed, but man, is he physical.
He was their leading rusher a year ago with 659 yards. It's not a bad season, but your top rusher should not have 659 yards. McCown to pass. It's the rookie Miller again, short of a first down. Let's head down to Fox 2's Randy Naughton.
Hey, Torrey Holt is with us as one of the veterans on this team. Do you see a different approach to him this year?
Well, yeah, he's a lot better this year. You know, he's settling into being a head coach. I think last year with him being new and new players and additional players, you got to get a grasp to everybody's personalities and what it takes to get guys going. I think he has a better understanding of that this year. And,
looking for Mike Williams. Ball skipped, so it was incomplete. Gus Frerotte at quarterback as the Rams take over. Frerotte will play a little bit, and then Ryan Fitzpatrick should get the bulk of the workload in the second half. Frerotte played a ton against the Chargers. Off the play action, it's Frerotte to a wide open Drew Bennett. Frerotte busy last week. A little bit of work here, and that's a veteran guy who might say, you know what, I know how to get the ball in the end zone. Let's just take it down here. A little bit of pride.
Comes right in and says, hey,
18 yards.
Calm down. Let's get this job done. Does a great job on the play fake. Freezes the linebacker. Drew Bennett does a great job getting behind the coverage, securing the catch, and making the first down.
18-yard gain. Frerotte to Bennett. So Drew Bennett, who started the game for Torrey Holt, still out there playing. Bennett getting used to life as a backup, although he'll be used plenty by the Rams.
22, Travis Minor.
It's Bruce and Holt who start, and then Bennett gets the work after that.
He's basically a starter on the bench. What a great weapon to have.
Yeah, 273 career receptions, all in Tennessee.
Probably all deep balls too.
And he has always had an impressive yards per catch total. Big target. Frerotte will throw again. Just swings it out to Travis Minor. Minor run down by Ricky Brown. Will bring up a third down.
Minor with the swing pass.
So third down for the Rams offense.
Hey, life in the monitors.
Let there be light. Let there be power in the booth.
We're back.
I always hate when announcers complain about their life in the booth. And there I did it. Third down for Frerotte. As an open receiver, it's Bennett. Had it for a second, and then he was drilled. Frampton comes alive. Eric Frampton.
with the hit.
Delivers the hit. Bennett had it for a second.
Good pass protection. Sees what he wants. Goes right to him. You got to have it. Great play by Frampton to get the ball out. Separate receiver from ball. Yeah, you get a gold star for that, good man. Drew Bennett, you got to pull that in.
4th and 5.
Frampton, a 5th-round pick.
Cover up that
this
college.
year.
Cover up that school.
Washington State, Wazoo, bitter rival of DeMarco's Washington. So 4th down, the Rams are going to go. Farrat with time, and then some late pressure. Looking for Travis Minor underneath. Incomplete. The drive stalls. The Raiders will take over. Oakland leading in the 3rd quarter by 14. Friday at 9:30 on Fox 2. We would have a few Illinois prep highlights for you coming up after the game tonight. Next week, it's in full action. McCown is hit hard. Lets it fly down the sideline, and another penalty flag for Keir Brown covering Johnny Lee Higgins. McCown took a big hit, released it, and the flag came flying.
McCown standing up to that pressure. Looks, finds a receiver, takes a wicked shot, and still turns around to find out if he completed the pass. Now you watch, there's a lot of hand fighting going on today. See, that could go either way. I don't know how you call that on the defender. Looked like the receiver initiated contact there.
35 yards later, the Raiders down to the St. Louis 25. A horrific night of penalties for the Rams. McCown with that rollout again, looking for somebody, anybody, finally just throws it away. He loves that rollout. We have another flag on the play.
They have some kind of illegal shift or illegal formation.
Pete Morelli getting paid by the word.
Yeah, Josh McCown, when he was in Arizona, that's pretty much the only play he could run well was that bootleg.
An eligible man downfield, number 75, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
That's the problem with having McCown at quarterback. You think he's going to run it. You go down to block somebody else, next thing you know, you have a penalty.
Mario Henderson, the guilty party. The Rams 8 penalties for 142 yards. That will be a point of emphasis coming out of this game. 1st and 15 after a Raider penalty. For years, the Raiders have been known for penalties. I think Al Davis kind of prides himself on that. Justin Fargas to the left.
Justin Fargas,
2nd and long coming up for the Raiders. The question that Linehan will face, if not tonight, this week, game 4 of the preseason, historically not as important. Will you trot out your starting unit, and how long do you leave them out there?
Well, I think after this game, you kind of throw conventional wisdom into the fire and say, hey, look, we have to get some points on the board with this 1st unit offense before September 8th. We got to get it running. We're going to play these guys in the 4th game.
They've scored 13 in each of the first 2 games. A Marcus Higgins touchdown, a Brian Leonard touchdown. McCown under pressure, tries to run away from it. Brings up a 3rd down for Oakland.
Josh McCown.
Trevor Johnson's really bringing it off that right end position, forcing McCown up at the middle and make plays.
Some important reps for players like Jonathan Wade right now. The rookie trying to get in the mix in the nickel coverage. Looking for Mike Williams, incomplete. Lenny Walls, the nearest defender.
17, Mike Williams.
Lenny Walls from San Francisco went to Galileo High School, where O.J. Simpson went to high school. And supposedly over the years they've said Joe DiMaggio went there, but that may be a myth that he actually went there. So Lenny Walls back near his home turf. He's trying to beat out Jonathan Wade to be that nickel back. 41-yard attempt for Janikowski. We've seen him miss one earlier tonight. We know he has the leg, and he drills it. 3 more points for the Raiders. Oakland on top, 20-3. 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
And here's the
good, very crowded battle though when you're trying to make the Rams as a receiver. Stanley from D3 school trying to make the leap to the NFL. And it's Stanley who fields it. Trying to find something up the middle. Looking to the right. Wrestled by a mob down to the ground before he could find the 25. Rams offense coming back out, and it looks like Gus Frerotte will come back out. The Rams will try and put some more points on the board. They're down by 17. Some players making it easier for the coaches after tonight. Again, the cut down date is Tuesday for the first round of cuts. Good chance they'll make some of those cuts before then. And then a week from tomorrow, September 1st, will be the final cut to get down to the 53-man roster.
Number 82, Dante Hall.
My experience, some of those cuts have already been made.
Gain of 14, first and 10 for the Rams at their own 38.
Have to wait it out, and there's a reason they collect playbooks before each preseason game.
Gus Frerotte still at quarterback. I believe they want Fitzpatrick to get a lot of work tonight. But if you want to move the ball and make sure you score some points, maybe Frerotte will get a little extended time.
That's number 15.
Frerotte certainly didn't get much work last season. 1 for 3 for the season, but it was one important pass. He came in week 12 against the 49ers. Bolger was out for a couple of plays. Gus came in, whipped it downfield, and that was it for the year.
Walked out and assumed his clipboard. Andy McCollum in at center. Battling it out there.
Brett Romberg started tonight. Those two have been trading starting positions throughout the preseason. McCollum and Romberg, a dead heat to see who's the starting center. Linehan's hope is that after tonight they'll be able to make a decision. They want to be able to go to both. He's been with the Rams since '99. Went down in the opener last year against the Broncos. Tore his ACL and his MCL. A long road back. One of the few holdovers from the '99 Super Bowl team. There's an ugly stat. 2 touchdowns this preseason for the Rams, tied for last in the NFL. A week ago at the Dome, I talked to Mark Bolger after the game. And I said, how do you interpret what happens in the preseason? I said, you know, it doesn't count, it doesn't matter. He said, well, it absolutely matters. We want to look good, whether it's August or October, even though the games don't count. Third down, Frerotte at quarterback. Over the middle to Dane Looker, and Looker has a Rams first down.
Number 89, Dane Looker from Gus.
Now this is what you want to do offensively. It hasn't gone well.
Dane Looker a year ago, no receptions. Valuable guy, special teams player. He's the holder on kicks, but he'd probably like to catch a few balls. Scott Linehan was his position coach.
What a great school.
At Washington.
Great school.
We don't get enough Husky talk here in the booth. Looker, a valuable member of the Rams, now 7th year in the league. So you're saying you went to Washington. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Oh, did I fail to mention that?
And
1991 National
you were a
Championship.
Raider fan growing up. Spent some time in this building, rooting for the silver and black back in the day. Frerotte with all kinds of time. Nearly intercepted, juggled by Ricky Brown as he went out of bounds. Frerotte was looking for Looker. Nearly a pick. Couldn't quite get possession.
All day to throw. Don't forget, the Raiders are an extremely well-coached defensive squad. They're not going to blow many assignments and void many zones. Dane Looker doing everything he can to get open. He is open. Just Gus didn't lead him far enough to the sideline.
3rd and 5
to make the completion. Lucky he wasn't picked off there.
The Rams are going to call a timeout. I would love to get a shot. He looks like he fits right in with the black hole. There he is. Kind of looks like the dude from The Big Lebowski, Jeff Bridges. Buddy Ryan's son. His brother Rex Ryan, defensive coordinator.
Ties the room together.
For the Ravens. Great Big Lebowski talk coming your way next. It's not the Oakland Coliseum anymore, but for guys like DeMarco, it will always be the Oakland Coliseum. 3rd and 5 for the Rams. Gus Frerotte in the shotgun. It's a 4-man rush down the middle. That should draw a flag. Boy, after the Rams have been getting called all night.
There is one on the field. There's one down.
See one around the 20.
Penalty flag on the play.
Let's see if we get the call here.
Number 3, defense. Automatic. First down after a 5-yard penalty.
Earlier in the play.
Grabbed up Dante Hall there.
Chris Carr with the grab.
See, that's not fair. With a guy like Dante Hall, you should be able to grab him. He's so quick. I mean, that's
spoken like a former defensive player.
I used to feel that way about guys like Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick. When those guys scramble around, they should have to dribble when they run. That's not fair. Guy runs a 4-1 and I got to catch him. That's always fun.
One arm tied behind their back.
Yeah, you know, something.
We'll call the league. Dante will sit this play out after the penalty. First down for the Rams. Farrat to throw. And he's got Dane Looker inside the Oakland 5. Dane Looker getting some work tonight. Back in the Toledo days. Before Pinkel ended up at Missouri, we've got a flag. False start by the Rams. It'll back them up.
False start. Number 88. Offense, 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
You can't call it a rookie mistake anymore.
Joe Kloffenstein, second year out of Colorado. Lost the starting job to Randy McMichael. Yet another penalty for the Rams. Rams facing the black hole. They start to make a little noise. Farrat will out pattern, and Kloffenstein has to go right through his hands. It's a bad sequence. Penalized, and then you drop the ball.
Did everything right but catch the ball. Comes out of that slot receiver position, gets
he's open.
Great separation. He's open. Catch it, turn upfield, and get what you can. You mentioned it's Friday night. You play high school games on Friday night.
Second and goal from the 8.
You think Coach Linehan, if this was a high school team, he'd make them run after this game? A couple of laps?
Or get on the bus now?
Yeah.
Second and goal. Anything good going to happen tonight? We're ready. We're waiting. And nearly a touchdown. Dane Looker had a piece of it. Chris Johnson, the former Ram,
Number 37,
breaks it up.
Johnson with the breakup.
And he really made a nice play there, coming over the top with his offhand and
get that elusive touchdown. Farrat with 4 wide receivers. Inside handoff, try to catch the Raiders napping. Travis Minor right up the middle. Does not get to the goal line.
Travis Minor, the ball carrier.
And I would think they'd go for it here. You call that play, maybe it's a 2-play decision. Get closer and then go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Scott Linehan, I'm taking Jeff Wilkins. He can't get it in there.
4th and goal for the Rams. Farrat rolls to his right, looking in the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Dante Hall in the corner of the end zone. And they might as well put up a steel curtain on the goal line. The Rams just cannot punch it in.
Coverage on the play by number 23, Chris Carr.
On the dash play here. Trying to go to Dante Hall to the corner of the end zone. You see Gus Farrat rolling through the bottom of your screen.
Just good coverage by Chris Carr.
Yep.
Ran right with him. Well, maybe the Rams defense can do something here as the Raiders are pinned deep. Oakland from their own 2.
Safety opportunity.
Josh McCown still at quarterback. Justin Fargas, the running back. McCown is in the shotgun. Rams show blitz, then drop off. McCown throwing and caught by Travis Taylor. A nice sliding catch going out of bounds. Former Baltimore Raven. Number 1 hauls it in for a 21-yard gain.
Raiders offense really clicking here. Shotgun in the end zone. You don't see that much. McCown rolls to his right.
21 yards on that pass.
Well-thrown ball.
Well-thrown pass. Right where his receiver can get it. The DB can only watch and touch him down.
Taylor in his 8th year out of Florida. This time they'll run the ball. Bit of an opening for Fargas. Into that infield dirt. And this is where coaches watch closely. You don't want to see anybody out there not giving their all, even though it's been an off night all the way around. You're a backup. You better be playing hard at this point.
Yeah, this offense looks familiar. It's Denver-esque. One cut and downfield. Vargas doing a great job of lowering his pads and getting some positive yards.
What's realistic for the Raiders? You have a new quarterback. You have a new coach. You haven't won a division game since 04. 2-14 a year ago. You're in the rugged AFC West, but if you're Lane Kiffin, or Lance Kiffin, as Al Davis introduced him at his introductory press conference, they've made a number of changes here. Kiffin has the energy, but realistically, I guess if you win 6 or 7 games, I mean, that's a big step up.
6 games, Lane Kiffin's coach of the year.
On a third down, Vargas to run, first down and more. Todd Johnson takes him down.
Stretch plays, zone plays. Justin Vargas reminds me of Terrell Davis here. You see him, one cut and straight downhill. There he goes.
The Rams in the middle of their AFC West run here in the preseason. Chargers last Saturday, Raiders tonight, the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday. That's the Governor's Cup battle at the Dome. Got a hit and a fumble. Ball is loose. I believe Eric Moore had the big hit. Ball came loose. See if they come out of it at the bottom of the pile. Randall Smith appears to be on the ball. So McCown got popped. The ball came loose, and Torrey says, yeah, let's have some fun. Let's do something.
It's good to see him smiling.
America's #1 cheerleader, Torrey Holt. He's always stoked. Randall Smith, 2 turnovers tonight. There's a positive.
That's a positive.
Randall Smith recovers.
See if they can turn it into points.
Farrat remains at quarterback. He has all kinds of pressure. Just chucks it away. Really had no choice. Quentin Moses, the rookie from Georgia, all over the Rams backfield.
Gus Farrat did a good job getting this ball out. He was wrapped up almost in the grasp, if you will. Does a good job of getting out of the sack and just throws it away. Trying to make a play. That's a smart play down there, Gus Farrat.
2nd and 10 from the 31.
It's not over until you hit the ground.
More work for Dante Hall. And that was the plan going into tonight. Get Hall some work as a receiver. We have another Husky sighting. Rich Alexis. It's really a numbers crunch. How many tight ends do they keep? How many running backs? Farrat to throw on 3rd down, and Aaron Walker, the big tight end, hauls it in near the Raider 10. We may stop the game and have a parade.
See, someone lied. They said that Aaron...
17-yard gain. Walker played in all 16 games last year. Farrat calls his number again. And Walker just gets whipped to the ground. B.J. Ward takes the big man and takes him down hard.
B.J. Ward with the tackle.
Farrat calls Walker's number in back-to-back plays.
Nice little misdirection play, little spin around and hit Walker out in the flat. Great tackle now. Don't talk to the big tight end.
2nd and goal from the 7.
He's going to draw. He's going to find you on a run play.
The handoff is to Alexis on a 2nd down. Raider D, very stout up the middle. We'll have a 3rd down. It's the end of the quarter as the Rams once again knocking on the door, trying to punch one in.
At the end of 3 quarters.
Oakland leading 20-3. When we come back, a 3rd down for the Rams as they try and put one in the end zone. Francisco. The Rams will try and make a visit of their own to the end zone. Farrat throwing back of the end zone. Marcus Higgins, touchdown. The Rams are in the end zone. Farrat to Higgins for the 2nd week in a row.
Number 15, Marcus Higgins.
Marcus Higgins
from Gus Farrat,
staking his claim to a roster spot. He was the best player on the field last week. He's the only player that scored so far tonight. Nice diving catch.
Number 14.
Let me tell you, all this guy does is make plays.
It all started with the Eric Moore hit.
After reviewing the play, the receiver had complete control and his knee down in the end zone. It is a touchdown. Oakland will be charged with timeout.
Hoo-ha! The Rams have a touchdown. You're not taking that away. Farrat to...
That's what touchdowns will do for you.
Wilkins to tag on the extra point. Wilkins' first work of the preseason. He nails the extra point. It's 20-10, Oakland.
Wilkins to take off.
Memorials can be made to a scholarship fund in her name either at Princeton University or at Rosati King. So an emotional week for the Rams. And here's a big return. Chris Carr getting loose. One chance to take him down, and the Rams avoid a touchdown via return for the second week in a row.
Let me tell you something. Darius Vanette, number 41, makes the saving tackle. You watch the Rams come down. You're supposed to hit the wedge on certain sides. KJ Harris just gets blown out of his lane. Jeff Wilkins doing the best he can. You don't expect kickers to make the play. Now watch Vanette. Coach Linehan told us he was fast. All you can ask for is give us another chance. Somebody bring him down. That's how you make a team right here.
Vanette, a little guy out of Arkansas, but he can really fly. They were down there scouting, among others, Jamal Anderson, and noticed him. Andrew Walter at quarterback for the Raiders. He's hit from behind. Again, Eric Moore near the quarterback. Moore takes Walter down. Rams defense will be asked again to make a stop after the big 80-yard return by Chris Carr.
On the kickoff return.
But again, we wanted to pass along thoughts and prayers to the Garrett family, to all of the Rams. Just really sad news. A 38-year-old mother of 4 dies suddenly last Sunday. The Rams trying to get back to the game of football as an organization. Andrew Walter, the quarterback, last season, well, he had some problems as well. 3 touchdown passes, 13 interceptions. Third-year player out of Arizona State.
Tremendous player in college. I don't want to say I thought he'd be better, but I guess I expected more out of him. Tremendous arm. Just doesn't seem like he fit in well with the scheme they wanted to run.
He's a big guy, 6'6". It's tough for all the quarterbacks last year. 72 sacks. Pass underneath James Atkinson.
Andrew Walter's pass complete to number 88, James
I believe Ryan
Atkinson.
Fitzpatrick will take over the next time the Rams have the ball on offense.
The IQ of the offense just went up about 1,000 points.
6 yards on that pass reception.
We know Fitzpatrick went to Harvard. If we were to venture into the black hole tonight, talk to a few of the Raider crazies.
There might be 1 or 2 in there.
You think? Another 4th down, and the Raiders all night have been going for it on 4th down. Walter to pass. He has time. And right off the shoulder pads. Etchemandu with a chance to make the catch underneath. Instead, bounces incomplete.
Will take over on downs.
Fitzpatrick now in at quarterback for the Rams. Rams trailing 20-10 early 4th quarter. Chance for Fitz to move the ball. Comes out firing in and out of the hands of Rich Alexis. We've been looking for some big moments tonight, some big fun. We need a big smile, so now we're going to bring in the Big O, Orlando Pace, kind enough to join us from the Rams sidelines. Big O, I would say, how are you doing? But I would imagine tonight not great.
Yeah, it's a tough. We really didn't get in the rhythm as an offense. We got to put some points on the board and start running the ball a little bit better.
Orlando, does it upset you to come out when your offense hasn't really scored points yet? That you want to stay in a preseason game?
The preseason is the preseason. We understand what we got. Hopefully, we get in the rhythm next week and But I think we just got to get in the rhythm. I think we practice hard. I think we just got to translate it over on the field.
Boy, that 76 looks nice on you, man.
Yeah, I know. I should be 7'5", huh?
Could have offered me 20 grand, bro.
Oh, man. We're still talking about it, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Fitzpatrick sacked on the play, so the Rams will be punting. Donnie Jones will punt. What is the number there? Because we know Orlando Pace came in '97. DeMarco was already there, sporting the number 75.
Cemented.
You were the top overall pick. You should have been able to get that.
Yeah, you know, DeMarco, his negotiation price was too high for me, man. I thought I'd save some money, man, and just start a new tradition with 76.
He said now he'll take the money, though. You can have it now.
Started at the S430 and worked my way down.
Exactly, yeah. It was too much for me as a rookie, man. So I said I'd just start something with 76.
Johnny Lee Higgins on the punt return. We do have a flag down, but Johnny Lee Higgins is taking it all the way back for the Oakland Raiders. We do have flags down. They were thrown early. Big O, we appreciate you stopping by.
No problem.
Thanks, big fella, man. Take care of that body now.
All right, man. All right, man. See you.
Orlando Pace, the 7-time Pro Bowler, joining us on the sidelines. And in the midst of that discussion, Donnie Jones punts.
During the kick, holding, number 37, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Whew. Chris Johnson, the former Ram, guilty of the hold. Otherwise, would have been another nightmare for the Rams special teams. We saw a touchdown a week ago, Darren Sproles. This one is coming back, and we'll be right back in Oakland. 7 o'clock kickoff from the Edward Jones Dome. Few tickets do remain for that game. You can go to stlouisrams.com or dial up Ticketmaster. Also during the season, chance to go to some Rams games. Pittsburgh and Green Bay are sold out, but there are some tickets left for the remaining 6 home games.
2nd and 6.
Big O stopped by. Torrey Holt stopped by. We quoted the Big Lebowski. DeMarco's been singing Ice Cube, or is it Ice T? Who is it? You're singing in the break here?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube. Ice T's on TV now. Yeah. He's on Law and Order now.
Is an Ice Cube an actor?
Well, sort of. He's a rapper that's in movies.
Rams trying to ice the Raiders offense here with Andrew Walter in there.
Yeah, this is big play time, Martin. This is where guys are trying to make clubs. I mean, this is where you're down by 10. A strip cause fumble could get you right back in this game. I mean, you've been sitting on the bench watching for 3+ quarters. You're fresh. Go out there and make a play.
It's a good thing the punt return came back.
Yes.
Because we saw a punt return for a touchdown last week with the Chargers. We've already seen a Chris Carr 80-yard kickoff return. Did not score, but that was a huge gain for the special teams of the Raiders. Rams hold on a 3rd down incomplete pass. Lenny Walls, the Bay Area native, helping break it up.
Yeah, veteran play there on the slant. Reads it all the way, recognizes slant, knows he has a big-bodied receiver in front of him, punches that ball out with his right hand, keeps that left arm away from the body so you can't call the PI.
We've had enough PI to be PO tonight. Leckler finally gets a chance to punt. Dante Hall back there. We have a flag, of course. Hall had his 1 kick return earlier. This was a chance to return a punt. Scheduled to return 2 tonight.
Rick Smith, of course, the PR director for the Rams. He worked for the NBA Golden State Warriors, and we all know too well that Rick Smith owns this town, guys.
Randy, you know, when I was with the Warriors, you know, Rick Barry's first day coming back from the ABA.
See, that's funny to us. I don't think they know what Rick sounds like.
He runs the show, man, doesn't he?
The venerable Rick Smith has his own unique way of speaking. Pete Morelli had to talk again. We have another flag on the play. You know, Naughty, Rick Smith is one of a kind.
He does call me Naughty, too.
Yes.
Took us out to dinner last night, so we have to give him some love.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Rick.
Knows every player from the Bay Area, every high school, every head coach.
High schools are very important.
Oh, out here, absolutely. Great football played in the Bay Area.
I'll tell you who else went there. Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. Chance to throw the ball on the outside. Fred Gibson with a Rams first down. Gibson, a big target. 6'4".
A Georgia Bulldog. Part of a SEC champion.
I guess you never know. Something could happen.
Something could happen.
Dustin Fry, the rookie at center now. And K.J. Harris, the running back, with some room to the left. Harris played in 7 games last season.
Carrier brought down by number 50.
It's not over to him. K.J. Harris trying to fight his way onto the roster in a battle with Rich Alexis for that 3rd or 4th running back spot. Boy, he's a load.
8 yards
Second
on the
biggest
carry.
back on the roster next to Steven Jackson. He can really bring it downhill.
2nd and 2 from the 35.
So a lot of ways you can do the math. If you keep 4 tight ends, you could say one of them counts as a fullback, play that H-back position. Or if you keep 4 running backs, you could say, well, Brian Leonard's kind of a fullback. Marquis White, a huge target, 6'6" rookie, takes that pass from Ryan Fitzpatrick.
6'6" wide receiver.
Steven Jackson, the last 2 games, was out there for the opening play, and then that was it. Hasn't rushed the ball this summer. 2 catches against the Vikings. I would presume we won't see him against the Chiefs on Thursday.
Maybe in the cameo role position again. The decoy.
Fitzpatrick rolling out. Flags fly. He just throws it away.
Yeah, a hold on Stroney. Coming back, looks like he just grabbed a handful of Raider and
Holding, number 77. Offense, 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Points on the board. Fitzpatrick will try and do something here. It's 1st and a mile. Dominic Byrd in at tight end. Hedgecock, your fullback. Fitzpatrick's going to take off down the middle, get some of that back and more. Fitzpatrick still on his feet, looking for the end zone. Ball popped loose. We've got a touchback. Wow. He had the first down, maybe a shot at the end zone, and then the ball from behind is popped loose. Fitzpatrick making it happen with his feet. Instead, a turnover.
It's just been that kind of night for the Rams.
30-yard gain by quarterback Ryan
Fitzpatrick making it happen with his feet. Not really known for this. Can move, makes a couple of nice moves, a nice stiff arm, and
Chris Johnson just popped it out.
Has it punched out. Yeah.
Somewhere Don Beebe is smiling.
Yeah. Where's that full moon again?
The ball was knocked loose.
Maybe that's what it is.
Hanging right over the Rams bench. Fitzpatrick, a 30-yard run. And now the Raiders take over. Andrew Walter still at quarterback. Fakes the handoff. He loves that rollout. Sideline pass out of bounds. Looking for Johnny Morant.
Andrew Walter's pass intended
That's what
for number 19.
impresses
Johnny
me
Morant.
about Andrew Walter. Here's a guy, right-handed quarterback, that can roll out to his left and throw back across his body with fairly decent velocity on the ball and decent accuracy. I mean, not many quarterbacks can do that. He can make every throw on the, on the field. I think he's a guy that can be a serviceable backup for a football team, maybe even the Raiders.
They have the #1 pick, Jamarcus Russell, sitting at home. Top overall pick from LSU. They bring in Culpepper, brought in McCown. You had Walter as a holdover.
Tuiasosopo's now with the Jets.
Which I'm grateful, because you never want to have Tuiasosopo tackled by Pisa Tinoe Samoa. We'd be here all night. But this is Culpepper's job. I'd be shocked if he's not their starter. And then at some point, if Al Davis and Russell agree, if that happens, or if they don't trade him, he gets in here, and one of these guys has to go.
I think you got to go Culpepper, McNown, and then Russell as the 3rd guy until he figures it out.
The dump-off pass, it's good for a first down. But we have a flag on the play.
The illegal man downfield again.
Etchimandu, the reception.
Pass interference, number 88 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
James Atkinson.
You don't see that often. Pass interference on offense. And it wasn't the guy that caught the ball. Yeah. Looks like he may have gotten out too early and threw a block while the ball was in the air.
Timeout.
It's like being at a St. Louis Blues game. Everybody breaking out the jersey. On myfoxstl.com and register your school for a visit from Fox 2's Sky Fox and pilot John Brubaker. Just let us know about it, and Sky Fox could be headed your way. Andrew Walter on a 3rd and long completes the pass short of a first down. Might be a 4th down where the Raiders actually punt. 14-yard gain.
Number 46, Oren O'Neal on the reception from
John Alston up around the line of scrimmage as the 4th defensive lineman in this 3-4 set. Jim Haslett likes to do this on 3rd and long situations and just dare you to throw it underneath because that's all you get, and then run it down and make the play. It's kind of a bend but don't break type defense.
John Alston, among the Bay Area connections, played at Stanford, 2nd-year player.
He's a smart guy.
More expected from him this season. 3 Stanford players. You have Atagwe, Chris Draft, John Alston. 4th down, despite being on their own 30. The Raiders want to go for it. They'll keep it on the ground. Echimandu with the 1st down, running to the right. That's what the preseason's all about. You're on your own 30. Go for it.
Cliff Ryan, the nose tackle, did a great job, number 95, of getting upfield and really forcing the action. Problem is, he was the only one. See, he just drives the center into the backfield. There's just no one else there to help him out there. I guess that's one positive you take from that play. You got to find the positives and the negatives.
I was looking around.
Yeah.
Still looking.
I'm looking for just, you know, great steps, sure tackles.
Since then, 15 and 49. Trying to turn things around this season with the new staff. Young coach. Rams trying to build on an 8-8 season. Echimandu getting a lot of work. Jamal Brooks, the tackle.
Quentin Culberson doing a great job of holding the point outside, containing the ball carrier, forcing it back inside to where your help is. Rams had a problem with that most of the night. But going back to the Raiders, I read an interesting stat. Mike Shanahan's been up in Denver for 13 years since he left the Oakland organization, and the Raiders have been through 7 head coaches since then. Al Davis not shy about pulling the trigger on a coach.
Boy, Mike Shanahan has never forgotten that. Loves to beat the Raiders. Oren O'Neal
for a Raiders first down.
There he is.
His dad, Monty Kiffin, better known, Tampa Bay's defensive coordinator. One of those veteran coordinators who really, either the head coaching gigs passed him by, and at some point they decided it's okay. Like Jim Johnson in Philadelphia, they're very content, very well paid, being top-notch defensive coordinators. Monty Kiffin's been with the Buccaneers for a long time.
Rob Ryan, another guy down here, content with being a coordinator. There he is. You can see the hair behind Coach Kiffin. Now look at that. Look at that hair.
You've got clean cut and madman a couple of feet apart. Echimandu running again as his own little leap. Well, Kiffin knows a lot of the young players at USC. You recruit the top talent. So he's familiar with a lot of the younger players, even though they didn't play at USC.
Again, John Alston, he has contained on the outside. This time he's chopped down. The Raiders really working the edges today versus the Rams. That's something you have to kind of highlight if you're Jim Haslett. We got to go back and work on our containment. If one team does it, everybody's going to do it.
Oof. Again, the rollout. We saw a lot of it from Josh McCown, Andrew Walter, all 6'6" of them doing the same.
Quarterback keeper.
I don't want to sound like a broken record.
Contain.
Here we go again. Watch John Alston take the fake, and away he goes.
2nd and 4 from the 35.
I believe that will be on the practice plan for Monday. Bootlegs and counter plays and running plays that bounce outside.
It'll be a short week for the Rams with a Thursday night game against the Chiefs at the Dome. Second and 4. Jimondu moving the pile towards another Raiders first down.
Now, if you're Coach Linehan, you're coming up on the 2-minute warning. You're down by 10 points in a preseason game. The score really doesn't matter. You want to see who's not giving up out there. Who's just going to accept losing. Who's going to accept the fact that this game's almost over and we can just ride this thing out. Show me who wants to play. He's looking. He's scanning the field, trying to find the bad body language. Who's out there with slumping shoulders? Show me somebody with excitement, some enthusiasm.
You see Clifton Ryan, number 95. He's a rookie. They're very high on. A true nose tackle. As Jim Haslett described Clifton Ryan, just a slug. And he said that's a compliment because he's a true nose.
A run thug.
2-minute warning here in Oakland. When we come back,
she's a danger to all Raider fans.
Your mom went to a Raiders game, and are we going to embarrass her with this?
Yeah. Let's just say
Mom was throwing haymakers.
Mom was throwing hands. Yeah, she doesn't like it when people talk about her teams, namely the Rams, and especially when her son is down there.
So a Rams-Raiders game, your mom was in the stands, and
she takes it personally, Martin.
She got a little wound up.
Yeah, she doesn't take any flack from these Raider fans. Oh yeah. So we don't allow Mom to come to Oakland anymore. Not for her safety,
for those around her.
For those around her, for all the Raider fans.
I would have enjoyed seeing that.
My mom's got a quick left hook. Trust me. Sneaky.
Timeout. St. Louis.
Rams will take a timeout with 1:14 left. 4th down for the Raiders. So next Thursday night, if you're Scott Linehan, will you play Jackson at all? I mean, does he need to have contact before the regular season or no?
You almost can't play him next week, next Thursday. It's too close to the regular season. You don't want any freak injury to happen to your thoroughbred. You're almost kind of stuck with it. Yeah. I mean, the Governor's Cup is huge. You know, it's the Battle of Missouri, if you will, but I mean, what really counts is September 9th, Carolina Panthers. That's what really counts. That's when you really want Steven Jackson going.
First 2 games of the regular season at home, Panthers and then Niners. Be huge to get off to a 2-0 start, because then 4 of the next 5 on the road. Some tough trips. Dallas, Baltimore, Seattle mixed in there. This year the Rams are facing the AFC North and the NFC South. First down run for the Raiders. That should just about ice the game. Second half schedule at New Orleans, at San Francisco. Rams playing the NFC South, which means a trip to Tampa Bay, trip to New Orleans, Carolina, and Atlanta coming to the Dome. Probably a good year to play the NFC South. Carolina, Atlanta, Tampa, all a little bit down.
Yeah, good year to play Atlanta, definitely. No Vic, no problem. That's not necessarily true.
It would have been a real circus if Vic had still been able to play anywhere he went. His future very much in question. And our quarterback, it's worth noting, Jeff Otis, number 7 for that last play. The pride of CBC High School.
Hey.
Fine institution in St. Louis. He was out there as this thing comes to an end. Our final thoughts from Oakland when we come back. The Raiders 20, the Rams 10.
3-0 Raiders here in the first quarter.
Okay, we're back.
Johnny Lee Higgins in motion.
You're back?
Here's Higgins. He's a speedster and he can fly. He gets a play. And he's all the way down to the 16-yard line. Ty Hill knocked him out of bounds with Ron Bartell.
Lane, former head coach of New Orleans Saints, was defensive coordinator here with the Raiders a number of years ago. Get it out front.
Rams show blitz. They got a bunched up at the line of scrimmage, and here they come. Culpepper gets it away to Curry. He makes the move. He may go. Touchdown Raiders. Oh, boy. And how about Dante Culpepper to elude the pressure and find the wide open Ronald Curry.
You know, once again, I think the offense is trying to do.
Bennett and Hall at the top of the screen. Isaac Bruce to the left. Oh, what a hit by Morris. Morrison. He met Brian Leonard right at the point of attack. Oh, you gotta love that, silver and black fans.
Hey, I think Kirk Morrison is too, and then sticks it to Brian Leonard.
Hey, he's from Bishop O'Dowd in Oakland, so he's a local product.
I don't think very serious. So he joins. Jake Grove is back in at center for the final minute plus of this second quarter. They set up the screen. Jordan has some blockers in front of him. Lamont Jordan, he's in the Rams territory. He's got one man to beat. Lamont Jordan, and he is all the way down to the 16-yard line.
The screen pass, what we talked about earlier, Jimmy, definitely worked.
You were cold-blooded. Come on.
Second down and goal. Those shows will start on the opening weekend of the NFL season. Jordan, touchdown Raiders. And it's now a 16-3 Raiders lead as Lamont Jordan strolls into the end zone for his second touchdown of the preseason.
You know, another thing I like about Kiffin told us earlier at some point that, you know, the backside blocking, they're allowed to cut instead of trying to hold their ground, and that makes for holes on the cutback for the running back. Pass protection, Tom Cable, James Craig are doing an excellent.
And at the end of 30 minutes of football, it's the Raiders on top of the Rams. 17-3 here.
Why live with that?
Little misdirection play, little spin around and hit Walker out in the flat. Great tackle now. Don't talk to the big tight end.
Second and goal from the Wilkins to kick off.
Memorials can be made to a scholarship fund in her name either at Princeton University or at Rosati King. So an emotional week for the Rams. And here's a big return. Chris Carr getting loose. One chance to take him down, and the Rams avoid a touchdown via return for the second week in a row.
Our new tradition was 76.
He said now he'll take the money, though. You can have it now.
Started at the S430 and worked my way down.
Exactly. Yeah, it was too much for me as a rookie, man. So I said I'll just start something at 76.
Johnny Lee Higgins on the punt return. We do have a flag down, but Johnny Lee Higgins is taking it all the way back for the Oakland Raiders. We do have flags down. They were thrown early.